So I'd like to welcome everyone to the Zicklin School of Business virtual toast to the MBA and MS class of 2020. I'm Helene Korn. I'm the Executive Director of Graduate Programs at Zicklin, and I'm delighted that you've all joined us today. We recommend you opt for the active speaker view in Zoom, so you'll get the best viewing experience. We ask guests to keep their audio muted until later in the call when you'll be unmuted so we can turn on video and sound for a toast. Please feel free during the comments to use the chat feature throughout the event to offer good wishes to all of the graduates. So it's great to be together today to celebrate something positive during these extraordinary times and to recognize the achievements of all who are completing their Zicklin graduate degrees. Note, this isn't the commencement ceremony. That's going to happen on Monday, June 8th through the Baruch College virtual commencement experience. Today is simply an opportunity to celebrate accomplishments and to offer congratulatory remarks. So let's get started then. I'll introduce our first speaker, Fenwick Huss, the Vilmkaker Dean of the Zicklin School of Business. Fenwick?
Thank you, Elaine, and it's my pleasure to be with you all. And first of all, congratulations to our graduates. We're very proud of you. And if you have family and friends nearby that can hear this as well, our thanks to them for the wonderful support they have given you through this journey. These are rather unusual circumstances to be doing a toast through a digital means, but it makes it no less important. We are here to celebrate your successes. We're very proud of what you have accomplished. We're very proud in the Zicklin School that you are now joining more than 153,000 alumni of the Baruch College around the world. About 100,000 of those are alums here in the New York area, but in any major city you go to around the world, you will find our alumni. So we're very proud that you are joining that group. I like to read historical biographies. And of course, many of you know that one of my favorites is Winston Churchill. And I've often said a quote from him. He was asked how he expected to be treated by history. And without missing a beat, he said, "I expect to be treated very well because I'm going to write much of it." And at first blush, it sounds like, oh, Winston was a little arrogant, but he was absolutely right. We all have the opportunity to write history. You have the opportunity to write history both in your professional life and in your personal life. And while you're entering your professional life in a difficult and challenging time, those are also sometimes the opportunities. So I encourage you to take advantage of every opportunity that comes. We had a speaker on an earlier ceremony who emphasized the importance of two words, two very short words. No. We hear no a lot. No, you can't do that. No, you can't have that job. And what he underscored was the importance of an equally short but powerful word, and that word is or. Look at the alternatives. There are always alternatives, and I'm sure that if, as you're writing your history, you take advantages of those opportunities that may not seem like the best one at first glance, you'll do extraordinarily well. So my best wishes to you, and we look forward to seeing you again and often. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Innovation, Ching Hu. Ching?
Thank you, Dean Huss, and good afternoon, Class 2020. A big congratulations to everyone and your loved ones and the ones who support you for your remarkable accomplishment and reaching a major milestone in your life. Now, you are graduating at one of the most critical moments in human history. And therefore, you could go down the history as one of the greatest classes that changed the course of human society. No, it's not because of the COVID pandemic, although it has certainly exacerbated and amplified the social, economic, and technological crises and opportunities that have been developing over the last decade. You are graduating at a time of the highest level of social injustice and racial discrimination amid the greatest technological advances and digital transformation in human society. You are graduating at a time of the greatest level of economic disparity and income inequality in the midst of greatest wealth creation and accumulation in human history. And you're graduating at a time when tens of millions of people are out of jobs and facing unprecedented uncertainty in their lives. While the fourth industrial revolution is upon us, powered by artificial intelligence, data analytics, cloud computing, 5G communication, and the Internet of Things, and many other advances in science and technology that promises unparalleled productivity, unimagined new products and services, and entirely new industry and business models. Are you lucky or not? Is this the best time or the worst time to graduate? Are you ready to take on this once in a lifetime crisis and opportunity? It is truly up to you, and the only thing you have control is yourself. Here, I would like to quote a passage from Steve Schwarzman, co-founder, chairman, and CEO of the Blackstone Group, one of the most successful businessmen of our time. In his book titled, What It Takes, Lessons in the Pursuit of Excellence. By the way, it is a fascinating book and I highly recommend. He said, for me, the greatest rewards in life has come from creating something new, unexpected, and impactful. I am constantly in pursuit of excellence. When people ask me how I succeeded, my basic answer is always the same. I see a unique opportunity and I go for it with everything I have. And I never gave up. So, class 2020, don't waste a single day. Don't be discouraged by what's happening. And don't ever doubt yourself. Take control. You have had the best business education in the world, the best social network anyone could have dreamed of, and above all, your will and determination to succeed. It is your time to shine, your time to change the world for the better. And like Dean has said, it's your time to write the history. So congratulations and best wishes for all of you. With that, I'd like to invite Professor Anne Brandwein, a distinguished scholar and outstanding teacher in the Zicklin School of Business, to give her congratulatory remarks. Yeah.
Thank you, Dean Hu, and good luck to you, by the way.
Thank you.
Today we are here to toast all the Zicklin graduate class of 2020. You made it, and your accomplishments are rightfully being celebrated today. Did you know that a few billionaire entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, and Bill Gates never got their degrees? However, you can be sure that most of the people they hired to help build their businesses did. As you go forth in the world, remember to be open-minded, flexible, enthusiastic, humble, and gracious. Coupled with all your learning, those are the qualities that will help you stand out and succeed. I would like to give a special shout out to my MS Statistics students and my Zicklin graduate internship students. I am very proud of all of you. Good luck, class of 2020. And now I'd like to introduce Anthony Farina from the Department of Management.
Thank you, Anne. Good afternoon, 2020 graduates of the Zicklin School of Business. It is a privilege and a pleasure to be with you to celebrate this major milestone in your lives. I've been fortunate to know and to teach many of you. And despite the difficult times we are experiencing now, remember, all of you have a very bright future. Personally, I feel very fortunate to teach at Zicklin, largely because of the character of our students. You are highly motivated, hardworking, smart, and you have a strong desire to make something of yourselves and to contribute to your communities. Without question, you have the talent and the ability that any well-run organization will welcome with open arms. There is a saying often associated with President Kennedy: those to whom much is given, much will be expected. You have much to give, and opportunity will be there. Today, you may well feel as though there are constraints to achieving all of your potential. But know that with talent and persistence, you will be able to achieve your goals and dreams. This in itself will positively impact your organizations and communities. My best wishes for continued success. I salute you, class of 2020, and I thank you for having you with you today. And now I would like to introduce my good colleague and friend, Fred Burke, Director of Graduate Career Management Center.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, faculty, and Dean Huss, and Dean Hu, and Helene. It is so nice to see so many familiar names on this Zoom call today. I want to pass on my sincere congratulations to all of you, as well as the entire GCMC staff. We take great pride and really truly enjoy our work with all of you during your time at Baruch. As we know, this is a very difficult time to be graduating, and we are here for you. I put in the chat our email. The staff is happy to help you. We're happy to talk to you. We're happy to help you process things. We have been maintaining great services to students in this remote environment with great usage, and just want to let you know that we are here for you. As alumni and as students, you have unlimited access to the amazing staff in the GCMC. In preparing of a quote today, I've been thinking a lot about people that have motivated me and all the stuff that's going on in our world. And I remember hearing early in my career a talk by Leo Buscaglia, Felice Leonardo Buscaglia, who is known as Dr. Love. And he passed away in 1998, but has written a lot of good things about the human touch and human love. And I think I want to share a quote of inspiration with all of you today. Too often we underestimate the power of touch. A smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. And I empower you to keep that in mind as you embrace your graduation and move forward in your life. With all the best from the GCMC. I'm happy to pass it on to Vicky, who's one of our MS graduates, for the next congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vicky Zhou, and I am from the MS in Accounting program. It's my honor to be one of the student representatives today and celebrating this moment with my fellow classmates. Well, we all make a firm decision to pursue graduate degrees at Baruch. The moment that we were admitted to the program, we were admitted to the Baruch family. People from different backgrounds, beliefs, nationalities came together and began the journey full of hope and opportunities. Of course, life at Baruch has been challenging, and I'm proud to say that we have grown so much along the way. Remember the classes and professors that we had, the nights that we studied together in the library, the mock interview practice with GCMC, and most importantly, the Baruch spirits that encourage us to move forward, never give up. We are all about to open another chapter of our life. And I believe the Baruch spirits is the key to our next destination. I thank Baruch College from the bottom of my heart. And congratulations again, class of 2020. Now let me pass this to Sankit, another student representative from the evening MBA program. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Vicky, for that talk. And I want to congratulate all my fellow colleagues and friends and professors for making this an amazing, amazing time. I know it's difficult and it's a difficult time, but as our former Professor Barack Obama has said in the previous days, no one's going to tell us as leaders that this is how things are done, because this has never happened in the history of this world before. And I want to congratulate everyone and every leader who come in and takes the charge. I want to share a specific memory that actually changed my trajectory in Baruch College. I came in spring 2018, no friends, no family, away from home, actually on a different continent, and I never knew if I could fit in. The first couple of weeks when I couldn't tell my parents, who supported so much, for coming in here, but I came here and I started struggling. I didn't know if I could belong here, but then one fine evening after classes, I asked a couple of my colleagues at that point of time to go to a party and just get to know each other well. At least I didn't know that at that point of time, but that is the night that made me realize Baruch is a place where everyone can belong. I made lifelong friends that night, and we ended up doing so much together, and I ended up taking so much charge of my life that I hadn't thought about it. I joined Baruch because I wanted to change my life, not just in an academic sense, but the growth that I've seen in myself is not something that I would take lightly. So I want to thank Baruch, and I want to congratulate each and every graduate to know that this has been the best journey that you can bring along. And I want to introduce Serena, who's an amazing colleague. We've competed with each other and we've collaborated, but with that, I'm done. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Sanket, for the kind words. Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations. When we started our academic journey with Baruch College, who would have thought that the end would be something like this? High fives replaced by virtual elbow bumps, selfies replaced by desktop screenshots, and resounding woohoos replaced by stoic Zoom reaction buttons. Boy, this was not the career pivot we emphasized on during our admission interviews. This is more like a major plot twist in which they're calling us the pandemic class or the united class. Nevertheless, we were agile. So yes, professors, we were listening intently in class. Now I recognize that we all have a plethora of takeaways from our own time in business school. But today, I'd like to talk about 4 business strategy aspects we learned that would probably be a common thread. Baruch College celebrates a kaleidoscope of different cultures, different perspectives, and different experiences. Through our time here, we grew from not understanding each other's accents to understanding each other's ethos, trusting each other implicitly, and anticipating each other's needs and expectations without anyone having to ever say anything. So this experience, we learned how important communication, collaboration, and good chemistry are in the business arena. From having a group project meetings in the study lounges or even Madison Square Park to Zoom meetings, and all while judging how messy our teammates' room was or that virtual background of Tiger King. So that we learned how to utilize our time effectively and function with limited resources efficiently. We adjusted from seeing each other in class every day, meeting our academic and career advisors, and even sharing that last slice of pizza at the student club meetings, to earnestly checking in with each other physically, mentally, and emotionally during these unprecedented times. We grew closer despite being physically apart. And through this experience, we practiced holistic stakeholder management and learned the importance of upholding each other's morale. And lastly, in business, we always talk about maximizing our bottom line. Well, today we are the embodiment of the triple bottom line, that is of resilience, of fortitude, and of unwavering hope. And as we step into the business world, we have tailored our unique value proposition and are ready to maximize that triple bottom line. And so to all the faculty members that became guardian angels, to all the friends that became family and made this place home, away from home, a big thank you. We are indeed the united class, except for the New York Mets and Yankee camps, of course. But we are the united team, and we are therefore the united school. We not only survived, but we thrived. As famous philosophers Beyoncé and her crew Destiny Child once said, "I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up." Congratulations, class of 2020, we made it. Thank you, and with that, I'd now like to hand it over to the Director of Alumni Relations and Volunteer Engagement, Janet Rossbach.
Thank you so much, Serena, and you have a great future as a motivational speaker. That was wonderful. I'm so glad to meet so many of you virtually at this time. Over the years, Dean Huss and I have traveled around the country and around the world meeting alumni. And one thing I have found is that Zicklin MS and MBA alumni are always the first to respond to our invitations to meet. These alumni who have preceded you understand deeply the power of the Baruch network, and I encourage you to follow in their footsteps. Go to LinkedIn, update your record, and start connecting with those close to 120,000 Baruch alumni on LinkedIn. This includes alumni in finance, accounting, marketing, tech, nonprofits, social enterprise, listed companies, private equity firms, and the FANGs, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, over 300 of them, in fact. We have alumni who are elected leaders and others who are entrepreneurs launching their own businesses on the razor edge of technology and innovation. These people are part of your Baruch College Alumni Network, and I think that's pretty exciting. After commencement, you will receive an email from the Alumni Office with details on your new benefits and services as Baruch alumni. You will receive invitations to upcoming career workshops, industry conversations, and other programming targeted specifically to the class of 2020. We will send you links to our affinity networks, the LGBTQ network, the Somos Latinx network, the Robert C. Weaver Society Black Alumni Network, and the Asian Heritage Network, all of which are hosting alumni events in the next few weeks to which you are invited. As alumni, you will receive monthly communications from us, invitations to events, as well updates on the college. But truth be told, we want to hear from you. We want to hear when you have a new job, have a promotion, or getting married, or have a baby. Tell us when you have a book published or are a featured speaker at a conference. Tell us how you want to be active alumni and how we can better serve you and your professional, networking, and lifelong learning needs. We also look forward to you coming back to Baruch to mentor and speak to current students about what your experience has been since you graduated back in 2020. Class of 2020, we are thrilled to celebrate you today, and we look forward to continuing to celebrate you and your accomplishments throughout your lifetime. Congratulations. Welcome to your network, and I look forward to seeing you on and off campus for many years to come. Now, I'm delighted to introduce to you your alumni speaker for today. Josie Namer, who is an evening MBA grad from the class of 2003, is a marketing leader at the intersection of digital and healthcare. Leveraging his 15+ years of digital marketing and sales leadership experience, as well as his MBA and his BS in mechanical engineering, Josie leads marketing for Google Health. In addition, Josie is an advisor and Google ambassador to Doctors Without Borders. To contribute to the next generation of marketers, Josie serves as both an adjunct professor at Baruch College and as a founding board member of the Marketing Advisory Board for the college. Josie, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Janet. It was a warm September evening and I was living the dream. Here I am in New York, accepted to the MBA program that I could hardly afford. On top of it all, I was in Brooklyn apartment with my lifelong friend who also got accepted to Burke. So our plan, which has been in the making for such as long as I remember, was working. So we thought. It was September 10, 2001. When we woke up, the world has changed. What we thought as normal ceased to exist. All we know now that please remove your shoes routine at the airport, but the way we attended the concerts, our school, even any building has changed and never came to what it was. As foreign students, first our internships disappeared. Then getting a work permit, which is H1 for the geeks among us, has almost got impossible. So at that time, we were told, wait for it, this is the new normal. So they said that to us. Hi, everyone. So I'm Josie. I'm here as a fellow alumni, a professional, and a member of the faculty, and wanted to share some of my reflections and learnings. As we deal with these radical changes, as humans, we have a few traits in our arsenal. The capability to adapt, the sense of community and power of social fabric, and our attitude towards obstacles, and the way we deal with change is really giving us hope. And if it's any relief to any one of you, you're not the first or the last graduate to graduate into an unknown world. Think about the class 1916, think about the class 1940, or think about the class 1980, who created their own revolutions. So back to our traits. So going back to our world after 9/11, I want to point out one flawed trait that we discovered at the time. As humans, we have our tendency to over and underestimate grossly at the same exact moment. So everywhere we turn now today, there's this whole new normal narrative, right? There's breaking news, everybody. So this new normal thing is not really new. So if you do a quick research on my favorite search engine, Google, you'll find articles that suggest that any new normal responds to various crises across the board. So in the last 20 years, we had our share of crises, the dot-com bubble, housing crisis, EU economic crisis, and many more local and regional disruptions. You will see the new normal. So when we say new normal, if you're referring to a step change in behavior, in some instances, it's been true, but mostly it haven't. Instead, the change have been more organic, incremental, and much more silent. More importantly, changes didn't really happen because there was a new normal. It was happening already. So it got accelerated and some didn't. So if you think about today, we had video conferencing, we had remote working and telemedicine before the pandemic. Now we see them speeding up. We've seen the retail downward spiral, which unfortunately now we're seeing it getting worse. So back to expectations and reality, right? After 9/11, as we expected a new normal on education, we were told our schools will change forever because of what's going on. Air travel, construction, but instead we got iPhone, Facebook, Netflix, YouTube, Uber, and Tesla. So that 20 years has indeed given birth to a very new way of living, but it didn't really happen overnight, and it didn't happen because of a new normal. It happened every day, little by little, and changing the DNA of our lives. So we underestimated many and overestimated many more, but we made it. We adapted to whatever it came, which is the second human trait that I want to point out. Our trait that helps overcome any disruption is an outstanding adaptation to adapt. I mean, adaptation is our bread and butter. Of all the creatures who've roamed this earth, no one came close enough to sapiens to adapt and thrive in change. From Darwin's Origins of Species to 3 million plus articles in Google Scholarly, scientists and historians marvel at our ability to adapt to change. But maybe I should talk about my 6-year-old daughter, Lior, rather than boring you with the civilization history. So as proud parents, we've succeeded quite well in creating a light tech environment in our household. Lior's only activity with screens have been watching cartoons about 30 minutes a day. And if you're a parent, you know I'm lying. It's usually an hour, but it's okay. But then the schools went Zooming, right? So we started witnessing the survival of the fittest. The 6-year-old versus the class teacher. Who will survive? So with our lovely teacher trying to mute, trying to figure out the basic functionality, like muting the kids and one at a time, our Lior, a complete rookie, was pushing Zoom to the limit. You name it, virtual backgrounds, chat with the classmates, sharing a YouTube video, or emojis on a whiteboard. So all this while the teacher is trying to teach additions at the same time. So, but my point is not really about the tech, but after the exploration phase, Lior really adapted to these new way of teaching. Just the basics, how to respect the teacher in this given environment, how to listen, how to be a good student, how to act on what gives you good feedback, attending, understanding the schedule of the day and really adapting to homeschooling that like, because you're home, it's not like cartoons all day. It was really hard not to feel proud watching her bloom. But I want to turn it to the school, right? So as you may know and Jan introduced, I'm an adjunct professor teaching a consultancy class here at Baruch, which does include an actual client every year coming with an actual business case that really needs to be solved that ends up with a final presentation to their C-suite. So as our class got interrupted in the middle due to the pandemic and we started online classing, of course, I had to think about my two audiences. The client who really needed advice, especially given the situation, and the students who worked so hard and wanted to see it complete. So I actually was roaming the names here and I see some of my students here who have truly moved me the way they stepped up. With limited guidance, you have excelled in that class and delivered agency quality recommendations, and it was an emotional experience for me. I have this screenshot that I saved, which one of you is pitching a solution with an extremely professional face, but a kid on their lap presenting, talking about bringing your whole selves in. So you are that generation that is capable of this. You are the generation that is most fit to change when it's working from home, digital skills, or the grit to what it takes. And you're not doing it alone. I've witnessed many of you helping each other and getting adapted, which hints to the third trait. It's social. And I don't mean TikTok or Snap. I mean the connective tissue element, right? Humans are social creatures. We thrive together, we adapt and change for each other. I'm inspired to see so many amazing things happening at the moment because of my work as well. So in Google Health, we've been working with across the board with public officials, scientists. What struck me during this COVID pandemic is an overwhelming resilience and a sense of community that grows out of these difficult times. We all understand this is bigger than all of us, from frontline workers and healthcare personnel who refuse to give up, to communities who are taking care of each other, to scientists and engineers working day and night for a cure and remedies. It requires collaboration across sectors and borders, and the world is responding just in that way. People are working together to find solutions and moving towards a better future. We've seen the violinists on the empty Italian streets. We've seen the neighbors hosting socially distant welcome parade to the 15-year-old Courtney who completed their chemotherapy. And we've seen, still hearing, at 7 p.m. every day from our windows, the support for healthcare workers. We stayed apart and remained together because we're all one. And we refused to stay apart, no matter what the cost was, when the moment needed. In the middle of pandemic, brothers and sisters risking their lives, walking shoulder to shoulder, so the voices of the many who couldn't breathe could be heard. Which gives me a deep appreciation and a feeling of optimism, which is the last trait I want to highlight. It's the realistic optimism. Humans' ability to drive significant change when they're realistically optimistic. I don't want to give a false hope or belittle the changes all of us facing. In addition, hundreds of thousands of lives being lost unnecessarily. In US alone, millions of people are out of work. Many businesses are at risk, including our family business. Nothing in the century is even close to the test that the society is going through physically and mentally. I also, as a world citizen, am shocked by administrations across the globe who lack science and fact-based approaches dealing with issues at hand. Leaders fail to unite, but fuel divide in these unprecedented times. So there are a ton of reasons to be pessimistic, but if you can take the emotion out of it and see them as facts and situations, it makes you a realist who refuses to be a pessimist at the time of change. So the world needs realistic pessimists who keeps us safe. They wouldn't take risks and they would do the right things. But a time like this requires trial and error, taking necessary risks and stepping out of the comfort zone. But still, please don't inject Clorox. Realistic optimists believe their capacity for growth. This allows them to tap into the incredible human power. They imagine what can be possible and they work hard to make it reality, which actually fuels some of us to action and take charge. We've all witnessed this weekend the first commercial manned rocket launched in awe. Imagine you're Douglas Hurley, the spacecraft commander of the Dragon, who also happened to be the last commander of the last flight of the shuttle. Imagine he despaired and imagine he gave up, but he didn't. In parallel, SpaceX, it's been 18 years in the making with multiple failures on the road, and it is literally rocket science. So keeping the course is not just purely optimism, nor pure action. It's this hard and grinding realism to improve bit by bit to change what is normal. In business and new graduates, probably for you, I feel this is where it applies the most. The company you have hoped to work for may not exist. The job you dreamed may not be needed at this time while we rebound. As the world shifts, the way to remain realistically optimistic is actually through managing your own expectations. I'm not saying give up on your dreams and hopes, but probably a path to the future might be through flexibility. And you will get there, just the path might be a bit different. So reconsider your calcified thoughts and revisit them where the opportunity lies in those areas. You may never imagine to work in manufacturing, but we gotta produce, we gotta create. Maybe you will be working in manufacturing. In closing, if I haven't made my opinion clear, I have an allergic reaction to this new normal rhetoric. I hope I convince you that there is no new normal. There is actually no normal. There's just change. And hopefully, I made my case that the humans are extraordinarily successful at the business of change, which should give us all hope for the months and the years and the many obstacles to come. Most importantly, this is you, the positive thinking, productive, fresh, clean, and unbiased minds will be the ones who lead the change. It's not me, it's not your parents, it's not your teachers. It's your generation to step it up and actually get the opportunity. None of us would have imagined the class 2020 to graduate into this unknown, but here's one inspiring quote from Rahm Emanuel: never let a good crisis go to waste. Use it to your opportunity. Stay flexible, connected, optimistic, and positive. Thank you and congratulations.
Thanks so much, Josie.
Welcome.
Appreciate all your inspiring words. Just as we get prepared to toast our graduates of 2020, hopefully you're all revealing your videos so we can all join in together for a toast. I want to offer a few words of that I find a source of inspiration at graduations from someone perhaps a little less highbrow than others have mentioned, but I'm gonna quote Dr. Seuss from Oh, the Places You Go. This is something I think is appropriate for graduations. He says, congratulations, class of 2020. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. So as we celebrate the class of 2020, we all look forward to seeing where you go. We know it'll be great wherever it is. Congratulate Congratulations, class of 2020. You did it. We'll close out with a brief slideshow comprised of submitted photos of the graduates and congratulatory wishes from faculty and staff. Thank you all for joining us today. We're really happy to celebrate everything you've accomplished.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
We'll wait for our technical experts to roll the video.
There we go.
Woohoo! Let's cheer each other.
nice.
Thank you. Congratulations again, class of 2020.